So today, the premise is how to make your mornings fantastic, how to set yourself up to where you're the most focused, motivated, calm, productive, creative version of yourself as possible in the mornings. Now, I know for some of you who are not morning people, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about who's a morning person and who's not a morning person. Today, this program is about, regardless of whether you wake up, boom, I'm awake, or it takes you a bit, this is about structuring your patterns and your thinking in a way that has been shown by some great research to increase your engagement, your want to jump in and tackle your work. And that actually has been shown to significantly increase that in the first hour of work. I mean, a ton, but it's also been shown because of this motivation momentum effect to stay all the way through the day. It's going to help you at the end of the day. You'll feel better by implementing these little tiny strategies that in the first part of your day, you'll feel better at the end of your work day as a result of it. I promise when you put these ideas into place, you will notice that, you're more focused. You have a better, what psychologists call an affect, which is just your emotional state. You have better emotion, better emotional control. I mean, I'm hyping it up big, right? Okay, but it's true. This is awesome. Okay. To get us started, though, I'm going to share with you this idea of motivation is just momentum in disguise. I'm going to illustrate that for you. All right, so everybody's felt this way. Oh yeah, check this out. Oh, guess who's in the picture now too? Okay, so we've all felt this way. It's where you're on top of things. Like you set a goal for yourself and you start making progress on it and you've got some momentum. Like, oftentimes this happens after the first of the year, January 1st, the most motivated day of the year. So in that case, let's say you chose a goal that you're going to start exercising, right? And you exercise for the first day, and then you'll force yourself the second day, and you force yourself the third day. By the third and fourth day, though, it starts to feel easier. And by the third and fourth day, you start thinking, you know what, I actually feel better. And then you start thinking, this is me. And then you think, well, exercise, of course I'm doing it. I can feel it. It makes me feel better. But see, here's the crazy part. If you lose consistency in 3 days, you get to what I call resistance. And that is, I know I should be doing it, but I just don't want to. I know everybody's felt that, why don't I do what I know I should? Well, this is what we're talking about today is one of the primary reasons for that motivation gap. And we can fill that gap. We can bridge that gap. Okay, so because here's the deal. If you fall off your program, whether it be exercise, saving money, starting your day in the best possible way, if you fall off, you have this resistance. Why don't I do what I don't want to do it? But then if you push yourself and then just in 3 days, you can start to get your motivation, your momentum and motivation back. It's crazy. In the world of psychological research, this is called behavioral momentum. And it's a really cool philosophy. And actually, it's great news for busy people like you and I. And it's because if you actually set a good pattern for yourself and you force yourself or motivate yourself or use discipline or whatever you want to call it to do it for, even in a short period of time, 3 days in a row, you can start to experience some significant behavioral momentum, which is just motivation too, right? So, okay, but let's go into this a little bit deeper because this, I think, is what it feels like whenever you are falling off your routine or you're not in a routine and you're having to use willpower to do all the things that you need to do. It's just like you're constantly walking into this headwind. And to me, everything feels harder. You have to use more energy to get the same amount of things done. And it's just everything feels hard, and that's not a great way to be, okay? And because here's the thing, because pretty soon, even if you're trying to hang on, if you get busy, you look up and woof, it's been 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years since you've done what you promised yourself, and you kind of feel like you've flown all the way back to the beginning. All right. But if you develop these little mini patterns in your day, that's what we're talking about. Just not even, I don't even want you to change your whole day, just little parts of your day. And if you do that, you can get a significant improvement, and you can be like the young lady on the right here, to where it's just like the wind is behind you now, not in your face. It's just like, whew, your motivation, your momentum builds, life feels easier. You're thinking to yourself, well, of course I'm doing this. It makes me feel good. It works, that kind of thing.